Chapter 28, Underlying Power. National Experimental Base Research Center. Outside of the lab, the Dragon Division instructor waited on a chair. After about half an hour, 3 researchers came out, took off their masks, and began talking. Zhao, regarding the biological fluid you brought over, we took a good look at it and identified it as an experimental product of animal genetic research. The researcher concluded the result to the Dragon Division instructor with certainty. Animal genetics. Instructor Zhao paused for a second. You are saying, it's like in the movies where they did research with the genetics of animals. The researcher nodded. Yes, we found many animals' genes within the serum you brought here. I must say, those foreign genetic researchers are really bold and this technology is very good. Maybe they had already achieved great breakthroughs with this genetic experiment. So far, the animal genes we can confirm to be present include bats, leafcutter ants, and falcons. We only identified these 3 for now. Instructor Zhao frowned. What were these scientists trying to do? The researcher smiled. There are many biologists in the world that had thought of this crazy idea, and many countries are already conducting research in this field. It's just that no one has made any significant breakthroughs yet. They want to make humans more powerful and unlock more underlying capabilities by fusing human DNA with animal genes, but no one was successful with their experiments. These ambushed scientists have quite a novel idea. Bats naturally have the best hearing in nature, you know as well that they use sound waves to identify all obstacles. If this ability could be infused into a human's DNA, then our hearing ability will become approximately 150 times better. At the same time, ultrasound feedback can help predict danger ahead of time and thus allow our body to react faster. The researcher then showed a lot of bat sample data to Instructor Zhao and explained. We also explored many fusion experiments with single animals, and many countries weren't able to find success as well. The guys at that research lab must be crazy and daydreaming to want to fuse so many animal genes into one. The group walked and talked, and Instructor Zhao asked in curiosity, that whatever ant is a species of ants, right? What kind of characteristics and capabilities can we use as a reference? The researcher lightly smiled and answered, don't underestimate ants. They can lift up something that is 50 times their weight. Previously, a zoologist had done research and concluded that if the ants were the size of humans, then they could easily take control of this world from us humans. Think about it, if a guy has the capabilities of an ant and be able to exert enough force to lift up something 50 times his weight, that would be terrifying. It's a nice fantasy but difficult research, as the ants are very small, so it's very tough studying them, let alone extracting its genes and conducting fusion. It would be much more difficult than other animals. Instructor Zhao asked, then what about falcons? The researcher replied, 3 words, fast as fuck. The fastest and most agile animal in this world aren't leopards or tigers, but animals such as hawks and falcons. They can swoop down from the air and capture prey on the ground without giving them any time to react, and that's enough to show how fast the falcons are. But what's more incredible about them is their unique vision system, which can magnify objects several times. The principle behind it is like the telescope. Unlike the human retina, eagles have 2 fovea, one central and one lateral, and the 2 are concentrated in different areas of the eye. The former can sharply find objects in the front view, and the latter receives the image of the object in front of the eagle. The front of the eagle's head is the most sensitive binocular vision zone, made up of 2 central foveal views, and that way, the eagle's visual field is similar to a sphere, allowing them to oversee a very wide area at once. Instructor Zhao asked with concern, then does the serum I brought over work? What if it's injected into someone's body, what will happen? Injected into a human body? The researcher bitterly smiled, it would be either death or waiting for death from diseases and organ failure. We checked out the genetic fluid you brought over, the degree of integration isn't too high, and it could be categorized as a defective product. It's difficult enough to fuse human DNA with one animal, let alone injecting a combination of animal genes into someone's body. Anyone's DNA tissues would be eaten up and destroyed. In the history of biological research, there hasn't been any success with this kind of experiment. Instructor Zhao sighed, this time, we originally had 3 qualified candidates to join the Dragon Division, but one of them was injected with this, which caused an overall decline in his health and comprehensive capabilities. It was a pity. The researcher replied, that's for sure. Besides, the guy might not have much time left too. I think we can be a bit nicer, it's not like there aren't spare jobs in the Dragon Division, we can at least take him in to help with the logistics side of operations. Instructor Zhao bitterly smiled. I was thinking about that too, but a veteran comrade in that candidate's military camp told me that this guy's a particularly prideful individual, and he wouldn't accept any treatments from Dragon Division out of sympathy. The researcher nodded. Then try to get him a good position with better pension and benefits. After all, soldiers that put in blood and sweat to try to get into Dragon all deserve high respect. Instructor Zhao nodded. All arranged. This guy's now a patrol officer at Shangcheng. As long as he doesn't cause too big of a trouble, we will just let him be. The researcher nodded. If you get the chance, go and talk to him. I mean, just in case, if he really can't make it anymore, ask him if he's willing to donate his body to the nation after he dies. Instructor Zhao frowned. I don't think it's a good idea. After all, his life was destroyed because of that incident. Bringing this up to him is like sprinkling salt on his scar, and it's a bit inhumane to even ask him if we can take his body to do research after he dies. The researcher bitterly smiled. I know, that's why I thought you could just ask him. If he's not willing, then we won't force him anyways, right? I just wanted you to give it a try. Fine, I'm going to play the bad guy, okay? All you scientists know is getting results and rewards, Instructor Zhao cursed. Researcher, if it comes to it, we can give him more compensation. Since his dream is to contribute to the country, then give him more opportunities at the police station, it will be like granting his wish before he dies. I get it, Instructor Zhao replied, I will ask the superiors. Okay, let me know if there's any progress in your research, I'm leaving now. Shangcheng. Su Cheng grabbed a drink from the fridge and went into his exercise room. He naturally closed the door, but he surprisingly realized that he pulled the entire door handle off. Su Cheng frowned, turned around, and cursed, which construction company handled this project? What is this cheap shit? I can just pull the door handle off like this. Then, he didn't think too much and came to a table. As he was about to pick up a glass to drink, who knew that the moment he grabbed onto the cup, it would shatter just like that.